So a win here will absolutely propel them up in the standings and keep the shakeup going. If they beat Marquette, that's going to truly shake things up. But even taking one game off of Marquette will dethrone them from that number one slot that they have held all season long.
The stakes are high. The stakes are for both teams, right? I mean, and it's going to be high every single game of this series, right? You know, Marquette could be 2-0 up in this series. You go 2-game lead, and suddenly they're still second place. Still not enough, right? This is going to be a high throttle series, a high stakes series until the very end of it.
Right out of the gate, Connecticut getting aggressive, able to not just win the face-off, but go in and put some pressure on the goal early. Burrito coming back to make a big save here. Nito was talking about early in the season, got to speak with Nito, and was saying consistency is the key for this squad. And man, have they been just utterly consistent. And a team that hasn't had a whole lot of top-tier opponents, but then there's this one asterisk where they also have 3-0'd RIT, and immediately the entire conference, the entire league took notice. They have kept that streak up all the way through into this game today. Need a 3-0 today to stay on top, like we mentioned.
It's been a shaky start from both teams. I mean, that's expected. The stakes are so high. There's so much nervous tension around this game. Both teams will be feeling each other out. Both teams will be trying to feel their way in. I suspect we're going to see some more action shortly.
It's just a battle for midfield, a battle for possession. And yeah, a little conservative start. They also trying to chase this ball down, but JS Den is able to get in front of it. That one goes over the head, and Ducky has to just race across to find that save. Spins all of their boost in the meantime, and the ball is still down here. This could get dangerous. Yasso is able to hit that pressure relief valve, get the ball out of there, and avoid an early goal from University of Connecticut. But Connecticut's not done. Anton's going back in. Yasso once again with the steal and able to keep Marquette competitive here early in game one.
Yeah, both these teams making good passes. They're starting to set up plays. This game could open up very shortly. However, both teams have been pretty solid defensively. Rather, I mean, there was that one issue for Marquette, but they cleaned it up pretty swiftly.
The result has been a very tight game one. No clear team on top thus far. Anton just decided that was going to change. Anton gets over one. Look at this move. And then able to get it past Anito Burrito and Yasso as well. Beats all three defenders coming off of that play, cheating up. And the aggression rewarded with a 1-0 lead in what has been an extremely close opener.
You know what was so cool about that goal? That first touch, right? That sets up the shot perfectly, and the accuracy of the shot is great, don't get me wrong, but that first touch to set them up, to even have the opportunity at a shot on goal was absolute excellence from Anton, and that's the quality that UCONN need if they're going to try and take on this Marquette team who are unbeaten in maps so far.
Nito with a good touch there. Anton going up for it, JS back down, and there it is! Another goal, nobody in the golden net, but Connecticut players, and the Huskies have a 2-0 lead against the number one squad.
Wow. Who could have predicted this? I mean, maybe some crazy lunatic somewhere, like with the UCONN flag, is waving the 2-0 barrier for the start of this game. But this is pressure. I mean, yeah, this is pressure, right? And pressure's being responded to well. It's 2-1, but we have to remind ourselves, one game dropped in this series, and UTA are on top of EGF. That means that Marquette dropped a second.
Yeah, what a start. But hey, that lead has been cut in half, and Marquette certainly capable of tying this thing up in the next 2 minutes. No doubts there. JS along the outside, puts it off the wall. Opportunity. Ducky denies said opportunity. Anton gets demoed and can't reset up, and this is going back into the Navy half. Yasso on the outside. Anton gets a touch on it. Nito Burrito whiffs entirely, and it's going back the other way. It's a 2v1. It's a goal. The Huskies score again and increase their lead back to 2.
I just want to rewatch this. It's a really good touch from Anton into red pants. Can the defender do better? I would argue maybe. I would argue that Ducky could have maybe done better with that. Maybe could have got it to the side. It was a tough save nonetheless, but 90 seconds, you could argue they had to make that save if they want to get back into this game 1 and keep their place at the top of the standings.
No risk at losing that in the very first game of the series. Maybe they just need to get it behind them. Perhaps Marquette need to get that pressure off of their backs and just settle down and play the game that's got them this far. Play the game that they were able to 3-0 RIT with as the ball is dropped right in front of the net. Red Pants with a good read and a great clear. Now followed up off the backboard. Anton coming in, not fast enough. Nito Burrito sends it right back down the other direction. 2v1 in the corner, and the ball bounces out awkwardly right over the midfield line and in the Huskies' favor. University of Connecticut coming in. Red Pants sees that touch, knows there's nothing to do with it. Ducky stays with it.
Oh, wow.
And this is an empty net goal.
They are still in this boat. This is going to be such a series, right? This is game 1 in this series, right? And I'm usually calm, collected, critical answer. I'm just excited. This is some good Overwatch. The stakes are hot. No, this is not Overwatch, it's Rocket League. Oh, bugger. Right, never mind then. Good
you
Rocket
get too
League.
excited. You got too excited.
Exactly.
But it's understandable with this gameplay. Like, it is completely understandable because I am enjoying this thoroughly myself.
Oh,
it's just the demos all over the middle. Just it has an opportunity. Anton on the outside. Great 50 when coming through from Marquette, and they're going to force it back down the other direction. Much needed moment to breathe and regain some resources, and now they're going on the attack. Ducky with a great steal into the corner, goes over the defense. You also had an opportunity, cut a little short. Can't find the shot on the back of that one. Seconds dwindling down, and in the last chance for Marquette goes without even a shot on goal. Unless there's a 0-second miracle here at the end, UTA will claim the #1 slot, will stand on top, courtesy of a Game 1 win here from University of Connecticut.
Just witnessed it. We have just witnessed UCA take the top spot of EGF. I mean, fairly deserved, right? You know, they took a nice win over RIT earlier today, a tough game. But let's talk about Connecticut. I thought they were really solid that game. I thought they were really aggressive from the start. You know, they tried to put Marquette under pressure because, I mean, Connecticut, right? I know Connecticut are in a situation where they need to win this series, right? But Marquette are in a situation where they need to win every single game in this series, or they needed to win every single game in this series. So Connecticut adding to those nerves by putting them under pressure early, really good strategy from Connecticut, and it's paid off. They're 1-0 up in this series.
That was the first goal for University of Connecticut. That one's in the books. Now on to goal number 2. Can they put up a second? Can they keep this streak going? Marquette lost 1-3 last week as well, in which they had the lead in their grasp as far as top of the standings. And between giving up a game last week and a game here, suddenly that's gotten behind them. So maybe that pressure is getting to them. Just relax, keep their nerves about them, and let's find your rhythm, Marquette. We know you're capable of it. But look at this move from Anton, able to just muscle it downfield. It does get sent back the other direction. Big clear and a lot of boosts for Marquette to work with. Just enough, forces it off the wall, not allowed for any simple rebound attempts. And Anton winning yet another 50. These 50s seem to be going in the Huskies' favor every step of the way.
Anton's had a really good series so far. You know, really good important touches, especially in the midfield. And of course, the goal that opened everything up in that first game. One thing I want to know, you know, from Marquette, now that they might be able to play a little bit more comfortably in this series, you know, they're not thinking about that #1 spot anymore. You know, they're just thinking about getting the job done and winning this series. That might relax them, put a little bit of pressure off their shoulders, and maybe we might see the Marquette we're used to seeing.
Oh,
what a fake! Oh!
Nito Burrito comes in with the last second save. Anton had run out of boost, even got the flip reset, but didn't go for the extra touch. And that was almost rewarded. Instead, it goes all the way back down the other way. And Yasso is the one to draw first blood in game 2.
Really awesome touch from Ducky. And Yasso really good finish this up. Like, no way Hang on, saving that. I know, you kind of see open goal, just put it on target, but you also made sure there was no way anyone would ever save that. 1-0 Marquette. This is looking a bit more like them. Look a little bit more reassured. Look a little bit more controlled. I think it was the pressure, trying to keep that number one spot. They probably watched the game, the UTA game, and they probably knew they had to try to win all three games of the series. And now they're back to themselves. They're playing their Rocket League.
In control for the moment at the very least. And there you go. It's also winning the big 50 up top. Something I was just talking about that had not gone their way. Anton trying to steal away, but it's also right there again with another big touch. And at least enough to buy time for that kind of save to come through. Where the defense is able to rotate, able to get in position. They also over the top, trying to finish off their own ball. Double commit on the attack. That one gets blocked. Nobody there to follow up on it. And there it goes. The attack shut down. Both teams kind of retreating to their respective corners momentarily.
I mean, just that play from Yasuo, right? We saw Yasuo go for that play in game one? Probably not. Yasuo looks to now be comfortable in this series. A goal to their name. This is better from Marquette. This is the Marquette we're used to seeing. We want to see more of this. And to be honest, Marquette have to do more of this if they're even going to win the series. Because Connecticut, they're 1-0 up right now. They're still playing well. Yes, Marquette are winning this game too so far, but I think Connecticut are still in this.
Yeah, I'm tending to agree. Marquette at least need another goal. Would be my guess. It's just speculation. And then Yasuo's looking to give it to him. No! JS Deta rushes that one down. And just rams that ball into the corner, full velocity. Ooh, that ball got past Red Pants, but defense holds. Marquette not overcommitting on this attack. Didn't send up any extra people. All converging. The attack is there. When I see three players like that all on top of each other, it makes me question. Because then it means there's not somebody else in a position to get that next touch, to get that extra shot. Oh, but that is Ducky. Comes through, slams it home. Connecticut take way too long trying to get it out of their zone, and the result is an 0-2 deficit.
It's a weird touch from Anton, because it looks like it's a pretty straightforward pass that they're sending to Red Pants. Red Pants is just kind of stuck. Kind of stuck in the mud. In the goal there. Why is Red Pants not reacting to that pass? Is that not communicated? It looked like a good pass, or it could have been poor communication from Anton. I'm not exactly sure who's at fault or what went wrong there, but something went wrong. And Marquette now 2-0 up. One thing I have to credit Marquette on, they've dealt with that loss of game one well. They're recovering, they're playing well, they're playing their Rocket League in game two. This is the Marquette style of Rocket League. They're taking their chances, and I'm very impressed with how they've recovered.
Ducky fighting JSN on the outside. Gets it. Yasuo with the shot. Yasuo with the goal. The lead increases to 3, and the Golden Eagles are soaring at the moment.
I mean, they're going for gold as well, right? I mean, they might not have goals at the end of the week, but they're certainly looking good right now.
That's been quite the response, quite the comeback. It was a 3-2 close game in game one. But this has felt very one-sided, as Connecticut have not been able to put together a whole lot of offense and aren't really controlling it at the midfield line like we saw before. Now they're getting a chance here. Red Pants, though, is denied by Ducky in the goal. Anton with a good touch, but doesn't have anybody else to follow up on it. Not trying to keep it in. Jason has managed to do so. Going up for the wall. Doesn't have any boost to work with. Oh, no, and a player down low misses as well. Connecticut can't do anything with this opportunity they had. One of the few they had in game number 2. Not that it was going to win this one out, but I think indicative of how the tides have turned. The winds have shifted here in this series.
A play from Marquette. I don't know what you both got. We hear Marquette, that they've said in multiple interviews in the past, they value consistency a lot. I thought it was a very consistent game too from them. Very consistent. They were taking their chances as well. I think they had a lot of shots. They had 9 shots, right? But the amount of chances they had, good quality chances, I think they took every single one of them. And that's very, very impressive for Marquette. Consistency really was key for them in that game too.
Yeah, absolute turnaround. Very consistent play, very clean play as well. Didn't There were one or two mistakes perhaps in overcommitting or bunching up a little too much, but we're talking about very nitpicky stuff in that regard. All in all, looking extremely clean, looking like a top tier team, looking like a number two team. Unfortunately for Golden Eagles fans at this point, but still, like if you're in that top three, you're in that upper echelon of EGF. You've got to be clean. You've got to execute well. You've got to have talent, and all that was on display in Game 2 for Marquette.
You see more of that. You see their style of play. Oh, not ideal 10 seconds, but we've seen the boys back in this series before. And Connecticut, I mean, this is important for them. That they're trying to get into the top 5. And we just saw Delaware permanently move themselves into top 5. UConn want that spot. They want to get ahead of RIT, who lost it today as well.
And that was one of those mistakes. Everybody kind of grouping up in front of the goal. Realized their error and started to scatter a little bit. Red Pants sees an opportunity and seized it beautifully. And the Huskies, after getting absolutely stymied in Game 2, open up early in Game 3. Now falling back on the defense. Ducky looking to get it over to Yasso. That play's intercepted from Red Pants, and Anton is going to boot it all the way across the pitch.
I want to talk about game management for 1 second here, because, it is easier for Marquette to play their more consistent style, right? When, the game is less open. They need a goal right now. If it's going to be a nice standardized game, but you need a goal, you need to go and play more aggressively. That's going to make the game more open. I think that's going to favor Connecticut in this series, because the more messy the game is, right, it's harder to play a more consistent style. And, that early goal, I think, really does lend a nice advantage to Connecticut for this Game 3.
Going tit for tat. One good demo deserves another. Good save by Anton, and a great clear, buying a little bit of space, a little bit of time. And I feel like the aggression from Connecticut has really been turned up. Now, I say that as a shot flies at their net. Jason is able to push it out of there. It looks like Connecticut are playing the individual attackers more. Red Pants is going to fall back to that one at midfield line, but the ball is right in front of Ducky, who just lasers that one in. A beautiful shot, well hit, right on target, just out of Anton's reach.
You know what? One thing like consistency is if you have a chance, you score it. Did it in the last game. They did it in Game 2. And that's probably the best chance they've had so far in Game 3, and they've taken it. So well played there. I actually think Connecticut, had the better game management in Game 3. They've been playing more aggressive, forcing a more open, a more messy game. Ooh. And you know what? I feel like at least Marquette know, it's going to be messy, but if we take our chances, we could still take this.
Oh, this is anybody's game. Absolutely. From either side. I do think, more chances are probably what's in order, Nothing ventured, nothing gained here from Marquette. And the risk is certainly there. As the University of Connecticut were almost rewarded for their risk on that one. A last-second save. Marquette keeping the game even as we approach the halfway mark of Game 3. We are dead tied. We're right in the middle of Game 3. Series tied 1-1. This game's tied 1-1. This is on the breaking point. Who's going to tilt it? It's going to be Yasso, who pushes the balance into Marquette's favor. A save was there, but the ball bounces right back out. Nobody to cover the rebound. A little bit of an unfortunate bounce off of the crossbar. Yasso capitalizes on the opportunity. And just like that, 2-1 over to Marquette.
2 clear-cut chances for Marquette, 2 goals. And you know what? That is not easy today. In a game that you're not able to play your normal style. But it's kind of, this is not the way Marquette wants to play this game. They want a game more like Game 2, where they have a little bit more space. They're controlling a lot of the possession. They can pass the ball around to each other, right, and create those plays themselves. They're waiting for openings now. They're waiting to have their chances, and when they're having those chances, they're scoring. It's very impressive. But what is also impressive is how Connecticut is realizing we up the tempo here. They're uncomfortable, and Connecticut needs to do it more demos, more bumps. Up the tempo, try and make Marquette uncomfortable, because this game, I don't think it's gone yet.
Distant off the outside. Trying to put that aggression in. Connecticut are keeping it in the gold half fairly nicely so far. That's going to get it out of there. Justina has enough boost to at least put a shot on goal. Anton's going to try to follow that one up off the wall. has a man in the middle. No, pass intercepted. JS Denna once again clears it back down. University of Connecticut pushing Ed. Can you put that pressure down? Not seeing the level of aggression I think that Connecticut needs to get this tying goal in, at least not yet. Patience is a virtue. Maybe waiting for the right time to strike, but you sit around too long, and Marquette are going to run away with this thing. Also downfield, has a man in the middle, 2 players in goal, and you also can't get him past. Red Pants going to the side, doesn't get the touch, and Yasu's got it back out. Ducky with an opportunity. Into the air, Jastina. Ball bounces down, slow bounce. Anton has to come over to make the save, and it lands right in Nito Burrito's lap. Nito has an opportunity to do something, but Yasu gets demoed, and it forces the rotation out of Marquette.
It's a good demo. It's a really important demo. It's an upward save. It's a chance for Connecticut.
Anton puts it home. Game is tied with 25 seconds remaining.
What did I say, Boscom? More demos. They got to play more aggressive. You can take Marquette off of their game. They're a really good, consistent team. They take their chances. If you make the game messy, you make the game open, that's where they struggle. And you know what? That's fine. Marquette have a really good identity, but if you can take that identity away from them, like anyone, like any team, when their identity's gone or they have to try and bring their identity back, they're going to struggle.
Oh my goodness, what a turnaround, what a play, what a goal. What a game 3. This one is primed to go into overtime, but Ducky has a chance to seal the fate. He also puts it off the backboard and can't quite put it home for the 0 second. And overtime indeed we will get. This series just keeps getting better and better.
I think it's going to continue to get better and better as the stakes go higher for Connecticut as they decide to push themselves further, or attempt to push themselves further up the standings. It's a good shot, it's a good save. There are so many clutch plays.
Ooh, that was clutch with a capital C. Oh man, what a defense. Anton has the shot and the game-winning goal. You have got to be kidding me. Anton is the one to tie it up in the final seconds of regular play. Now gets the game winner in overtime after a stupendous defensive effort out of Connecticut. They've got 2-1 lead in the series over Marquette, looking to be the first team to hand them their series loss.
This is crazy to me, genuinely, Wolfgang. You know, the stakes are so high for both of these teams, right? Really, really high. You know, this today has seen so many teams be tested because the stakes have been so high. And a lot of teams have responded really well. Both of these teams have. But one player who has stood out today above most of the players we've seen today, Anton, has been so good in all these critical moments. In these nervy games where the tension is high, the stakes are high, you need a player who can step up when it matters. Anton has done that 3 times in this series so far. The first goal in the series to open things up and give UCONN that bit of fire. The goal to equal it with 15 seconds left around that sort of time to bring it into overtime. And the goal in overtime to bring UCONN in the lead of this series and on match point.
I just want to add to that because there was even, go back to game 1, an incredible defensive play out of Anton that set up the game-winning goal. That has been an incredible performance. On the other side, Yasso has been spectacular. These 2 superstars are in a grudge match right now, and Anton is the one who's getting the better end of the deal so far. Marquette have not been beaten yet this year, and they certainly don't want that to start now as you see the early aggression come through, but it's Anton once again who's able to find the ball out of there. Ducky does get the steal. Ducky going in deep. Anton with the touch, but it's going to go right back to Nito Burrito. Over the top comes JS Detta, and it's going to be Connecticut trying to put together an attack. Anton's shot gets blocked by Ducky, and Yasso is going to clear the zone.
You know, there's so much to think about during this game. The 2 superstars, Yasso, Anton. We've got 2 teams playing for really high positions in the table that are going to be so important for the rest of this season. Anton with an important shot gets taken away. The stakes are so high. We've even got the play style differences. UConn trying to play a more open style. Marquette, they just want to be themselves. They want to play their Rocket League, but they're not allowed to right now.
No, the physicality that's been coming out of UCONN has been fantastic, and it's causing mistakes. He also misses a shot there. I don't know if there was some contact on that didn't allow him to get a clean hit. But that looked like he also had one set up. Now going over the top. That one's off the backboard. Anton is in position to deny any kind of follow-up on that one. Yasso goes underneath that ball on what was going to be a clear shot. You saw Yasso boost into it and just goes right underneath it. Marquette are looking a little shook right now, Ocean.
Yeah, and I think it's on the back of Anton. A couple more defensive plays. They're just being in the right place at the right time. Here they are again. Good ball in. That's going to put Yasso under pressure, but Yasso deals with it well.
Nito with a decent touch, but doesn't have a whole lot of power behind it. Now, well, the Huskies just going to give it away at the midfield line. He also passes it over to Nito, who goes up and over one, but can't get any further than that. Ducky comes in for the return. Red Pants just making sure Yasso is still awake, forcing that defense to rotate back quickly, which forces them to spin boost in the process. Now Anton's behind the plate a little bit as the ball gets sent down, but both teams rotate back around and set up for this next engagement.
I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm casting the game. I shouldn't be nervous. But you know what? It hurts that one of these teams genuinely is going to not win this series, right? You know, usually I'm very critical. I'm not a very emotional person, but this is crazy. Both these teams are giving it their absolute all. Also there with a chance, and it gets taken away.
That was a 2v1 favoring Marquette, and JS Dinna just comes in and splits them apart to find that ball. Now Anton with the steal over Yasso, has Ducky to beat. Oh, Ducky with a nice little sneak around and keeps the ball in the Connecticut half. Also driving back, doesn't have any boost to work with, goes over one, double commit on the defense. The shot from Ducky finds the opening and the first goal of game 4.
You know what's really critical, Bo Skunk? I don't know if you noticed in the past minute, how many shots have Marquette taken? It's a long, I think it's 4 or 5 shots they've taken in the past minute. They're getting more space, they're playing their game, they're passing the ball around. Something's went wrong. Connecticut, I don't think are being as physical as they were before. I haven't seen many bumps. I haven't seen many demos in the past minute and a half, the past 90 seconds. I think it's giving Marquette the space they need to get back into this series.
Oh, that's the last thing Connecticut want to do. And the physicality was there at the start of game 4. But, I mean, I think you're spot on. The last 90 seconds, it's gone the other way. These wins seem to turn on a dime. And that kind of goal that we just saw, that could shift this whole series. Marquette need to just keep Connecticut out of the goal. They'll send us to that game 5. Red Pants grabs the boost. The ball stolen away. It's going to be a bounce off the outside. That one's sent wide as Ducky makes the big save. JS Dinna trying to chase it down. Marquette patiently awaiting. Ducky finally comes up for the challenge and wins it. Forces it down, pass over to Red Pants, gets stolen. No, Red Pants is going to win the 50. Yasso comes up, and the ball is just shot out far left. Ducky can't get a hold of it as Anton goes up for it. And this is a scramble for possession. Neither team seems to have a clear edge at the moment, aside from the 1-0 score line, so the clock is working in Marquette's favor.
Yeah, and you know what? With how good Marquette are defensively, I'd just try and burn the clock. 35 seconds left for, I mean, it's got to have to be something magical from one of the Connecticut players. Here comes Red Pants. Oh, it's what a save!
The shot after, no, that one's not there. Ball had bounced too far off the post. Anton going up for it, looking for a double tap. Here comes the shot. JS Dinna puts it off the top crossbar. The shot from Red Pants. 9, and eventually bounces in. Oh my! Another dwindling seconds goal coming out of University of Connecticut, and the Huskies are looking to close this thing out.
And look at this again. Look at this. I know it's a tap in, but it's an important goal. Again scored by Anton, and this could take us to overtime.
10 seconds until that happens. Anton's going to push it down. If there's any last second opportunity here, it's going to be from Connecticut, but neither team are going to pursue anything in that regard. They let the ball fall. One golden goal. It is University of Connecticut on match point against the undefeated Marquette. The #1 seed Marquette coming into week 11 are in dire straits right now, are in a must-score position.
I did not think we'd be in this situation. Not this early in the series. Both these teams have been absolutely tremendous. One goal is all Connecticut needs to wrap up this series. One goal. And not only will Marquette drop first place, but they will drop beneath Montana into third.
And it's so close. Oh, I thought that could have been it. Yasso now has a save. Gonna beat Anton. Todd comes through with the save. Our two superstars clashing the goal. Ducky tried to turn something out of it, but no, the ball gets booted back down. It's Anton versus Yasso again. Yasso this time with the big save. Neither of these teams giving an inch to their opponents at the moment, and they have upped the level of speed tremendously. Ducky going into the net. Nito's trying to rush in. Red Pants senses the danger and boots that ball down. Has the shot off the post. Red Pants bounces off the top crossbar. JS Denner going in for the shot. That one's off the crossbar. Two golden opportunities, and it's the Golden Eagles who are still alive somehow, some way in this overtime game 4.
Oh, if they missed Boskuk, they might regret that. That is such a golden opportunity. Oh, what happened there for Red Pants? It's still a chance they can still bring this alive. You can feel the nerves are getting to the players here. The mistakes are being made. One mistake could cost this series for either side.
I'm nervous for them. Anton going up against the wall. That shot is up against the backboard. JS Denner reads it and is able to send it to the outside. Also with a beautiful touch, allows the time for the offense to continue going, but Red Pants wins the air challenge and forces it down. He's finding some opportunity for the team to reset. Anton going up for it, has the touch, has Red Pants on the outside, has 2 to beat. The ball's still hovering there. Also gets it stolen along the outside by JS Denner. 2 people have to commit from the defense, but they get the clear.
Oh, Ducky does well. That's going to points in.
No way.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted.
Look at that point. I mean, it's the only thing I wait for the overtime to end there. That was so intense. But Connecticut, they'll be kicking themselves. They had 2 practically open nets. 2 really good golden opportunities. I think the pressure got to them. They could have sealed this series. They could have absolutely sealed this series.
Oh my goodness. 11-13 in shots, favoring Connecticut. It's first time they've led in shots since game 1. A lot of pressure in, a lot of physicality early, and brought back that level of aggression in the end. That's what created those 2 amazing opportunities. They worked so hard to get that chance, and they weren't able to execute in the end. Now it's down to game 5. One of the most exciting matches I have seen all season long, going all the way back through the fall split.
See what the players could do, what their teams could do now. It's down to them. They've both fought so hard over the course of this series. They both adapted their play styles. Connecticut have had a brilliant counter strategy to how Marquette like to play. The Marquette way, the consistent play style that we know them for in EGF. That's what they've talked about. Consistency, consistency, consistency. We've seen a physical good game from Connecticut. More of that, and they could take this series. They probably could have taken that series in game 4. It just wasn't enough.
Oh, and in this kind of matchup, I mean, it is every touch matters, every challenge matters, every bump can be pivotal, can be game winning. Anton with the pass over to Red Pants. Red Pants puts it up. A little bit of a miscommunication as Anton had also gone up for it, was not in a position to follow up on that ball, and suddenly here's Yasso putting pressure down the other way. Marquette pulled in all 3 players, looking very aggressive on this approach. Anton with the big save across the near post, trying desperately to get it out of there, but Yasso is still here. Yasso still wants this opening goal. Nito Burrito's going to take the shots. Anton with another huge defensive play, but can't follow up on the rebound. The patience from Yasso to work it around the outside of the goal. Look at this little touch, that little boom touch right there, and then shifts over to score the opening goal of game 5.
Yeah, how poetic was kind of the two superstars of this game so far, Yasso and Anton, kind of colliding there. A really poor touch from Anton, capitalized beautifully on by Yasso and Marquette. I believe for the first time in this series are leading the series.
At least early. At least getting the first goal. I'm not super confident on that, but it sounds right. We're going to roll with it. Also forcing that ball across. Just a little check shot from JS Denna, buying some time.
Look at it.
Oh
Look
my
at
goodness.
What
These
happened
two
here?
superstars.
Oh, they bumped each other!
Oh no!
It was NATO Burrito, and I couldn't identify the other player. Two of the Marquette players make a huge mistake in Game 5. And Anton and Yasso, I mean, these two players are absolutely terrific. Look at it.
And continue to shine. As it just goes back and forth between Yasso and Anton. A big credit to Nito Burrito, though. An amazing pass on that one. Rides it all the way around the wall. The pass around JS Denna is spot on. Exactly what was called for at the moment. Perfectly placed. But it's Yasso at the perfect positioning as well to finish it off.
It's so intense this game. I'm tense. My shoulders aren't working properly. I'm a bit concerned about that, to be honest. It's 2-1 Marquette. They're in a good situation to potentially go win this series, but multiple times in this series we've seen Anton and the rest of Connecticut rally behind themselves and get a late equalizer. Maybe Marquette just need to put this game to bed.
We got to get past Anton and the rest of the Huskies first, though. And so far, at least on this attack, they're doing a good job of not letting anything unfold in dangerous territory. In fact, here's the ball right in front of the Marquette net. Ducky has to make another save. Nito Burrito comes across, push it to the side. Anton is there waiting. It goes right back in front of the goal. Anton fighting in the corner for it. Anton gets the goal on the impossible angle.
I want to have a look at this again. Oh, please. I want to say this. First touch. Brilliant. You know what that's extremely similar to? The first goal Anton scored in this entire series. Where the first touch just sets up the shot perfectly. But this time, it's even better because the angle is nigh on impossible. But Anton finds a way. Connecticut find a way. And we are tied in Game 5.
With 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Red Pants completely free in the corner to make this pass. Off the backboard it goes. Anton coming up, challenged by Yasso. Yasso wins this 50, but has no boost left to work with. Red Pants is able to sneak it right back past him. Anton coming up, needs two players in that corner. Decides to let that one go. Defensive rotation incoming from Connecticut. They're going to hold on for the moment. Red Pants moving up. Yasso with the tenacity, he's able to muscle it through. The ball bounces back down. Here comes Nito Burrito with the shot and the goal.
It's an important goal for Marquette as they try to keep their unbeaten status in EGF alive, slowing things down now. That's exactly what they need to do as well. Slow down the pace of the game, make it less open, make so that the game isn't messy. There aren't so many shots flying off around, and they also need to keep that player there quiet and so on. 90 seconds or so remaining for Marquette to hold on to their unbeaten record in EGF.
Yeah, Yasso definitely at the forefront of this. It needs to stay performing at this insane level. They're not done yet. As I say that, it's Ducky coming through. And suddenly, University of Connecticut, you feel like the gas been taken out of them. Red Pants doesn't go up for that challenge. JS is out of position. Connecticut, don't give up now.
I mean, they haven't given up all series long, have they, Bolscott? They've had so many late equalizers in this series, but they're conceding so many shots right now. Marquette look in the groove. 1 minute left for Connecticut. University of Connecticut, UCONN, the Huskies, to bring this back.
Marquette challenging into the Connecticut zone. Also with the touch there, and Anton has to just hang on across the top of the goal. A fantastic move to even get a touch on that ball. JS going down 40 seconds. Jason has to fall back. No boost. There was none in midfield either. Connecticut are starved. Don't have much to work with. And Marquette are continuing to put pressure on. Nothing developing so far in this attack. Red Pants gets demoed. JS Dida can't do anything with it. And Marquette are starting to emerge as the victors in this. Oh my goodness, what a hard fought series. Yasso putting up one of the best performances I have seen all year long, all season long. Oh my goodness, my heart breaks for the Husky fans out there. But Marquette, a well-deserved victory, a hard-fought victory, and they maintain their undefeated status here in EGFC.
Like, that's so impressive. I mean, the ball is going to bounce around for it, but it will matter not. Marquette will be second place at the end of the day. I mean, it might hurt to lose first, but I wouldn't care. They keep their unbeaten record. They fought hard today. The battle at the top of the table today has been absolutely terrific. UCONN, they fought brilliantly. I thought they were excellent today. I thought, I mean, apart from Game 4, but we'll talk about that in a second. I thought they brought a really good plan today. They were really physical. Anton was terrific. And Connecticut perhaps deserved to win that series at points, but they had a chance to win it, didn't they, in Game 4?
They did.
They had two chances in Game 4 in overtime, practically open nets. They hit the crossbar twice, and that is ultimately what let Marquette back in.
Oh, they are certainly regretting that moment. You called it in the moment. Like that might be the second, the 1 second zoomed in that is slowed down in their brain to frames as they look back at this game. Because that was the 1 second where it was all in front of them. It was ripe for the taking, and Connecticut let it slip through their fingers. Oh, and Marquette capitalized. You can't do that with Marquette. They will capitalize. They take it in 5 games. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hey, we were saying, can Connecticut take a game off of this Marquette squad? They took 2. They almost took the series.
Super impressive.